What's going on, boys? It's Flaws, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how to not lose your mind while solo queuing in CS2. The number one thing is people in your game are going to piss you off more than anything else, right? You can play games where everyone's silent and you can whiff 30 bullets on someone. If your whole team's watching and no one says anything, it's not going to matter, right? Think about that. If you're someone who loads into a game, it's pistol round, you lose pistol round, you lose the first buy round, totally still in the game, but you might have someone on the team that's like, you guys suck, we can't win rounds, can't close them out. That's just not helpful to the team. It's everyone's going to be playing worse because of that guy. They're going to be trying to force things out that they might not have like normally done because they're trying to help this guy come off a tilt. It's not worth it. Just mute those people right away. Just move on. That being said, like if someone's not being toxic and they're just trying to win and be like, hey, like we should have flashed into CT. Take that and be like, yeah, we could have done that, but I was trying to go for like a, I don't know, let's say I was trying to go for more of a play on the site towards connector, right? Like talk through different scenarios, but don't get into like a egoing match with your teammates, because not only are you going to lose that out, like you're going to get more pissed off trying to explain yourself, but most of the time it's worth it just to move on and try to just learn from what the person said. Even if they're in the complete wrong, you can feel even better about doubling down in your own mind on if you made the correct play or not, right? Sometimes you don't make the correct play, right? That's totally fine. Sometimes you just whiff some shots, but don't play into your team's emotions towards how you're playing. If it's someone who's like your friend or something and they're telling you, hey, like that was bad, like you should have done this, definitely listen to those people, because at least there's someone who's trying to improve you. Like at least you know that in the back of your mind. But if you're playing solo queue, then like you're never going to see that person again. You can queue up the next game. You could have a game where you go 0-13, right? You lose the entire game, you never get a kill. It doesn't really matter in Counter-Strike. You can load up the next game. As long as you learned a little bit in that game. Like maybe I learned, oh, this is a new angle I kind of like. I can see people coming out of ramp, but I'm not really exposed. And you start to like just try different things out. If I'm someone who plays this triple box every single round, I'm playing here, I play this for 5,000 games in a row, right? Okay, now I know how to play triple box really well. I know how to maneuver around it, get different kills. If I'm playing in a match later on, people are just going to notice, okay, he plays triple box every single time. Let's just throw nades, throw a molly as we're running up. We don't have to peek him. We can throw these nades, throw flashes, peek out, it's a free kill, right? That's the problem with like some people in solo queue, is they just get really stagnant on the way that they're playing. So always try to be dynamic, try out new spots. If you're someone who plays A, maybe you start to look up videos on how pros play B. They're playing with teammates, sure, but you can always learn different utility, how they're playing the sites, how they're playing new angles. When they go for pushes, is it worth it for them to kind of like push through? There is like an argument to be had where it's like, yeah, they're going for these plays, but it's because they're playing on a team. Totally 100%, but after you're watching a pro POV, I've never like came out of watching one and been like, I'm like a worse player for watching that. No, because you can always like adapt your own play style. You can find different nades that they're using, whatever it is, right? Like if I'm someone who hates to play window, which I kind of do in a way, maybe I hate it because I have to take this fight at the start of the round. I'm losing this fight. What can I do differently? Can I play this side? Can I play in connector? Should I kind of not play pushed up at the start? Should I play like an off angle where I can just kind of kill these T's as they're running up towards cat? Like think of different scenarios like that. Like why am I so scared to play these different spots on the map, right? Like I've even watched my own POVs towards mid where it's like if you're an opper playing mid, if you have a really good spawn, you can jump through here. Okay, you can get out through window. You can play in connector, just waiting for them to cross at the start of the round. I would have never known that if I just played solo queue games how I always do. Not really tried to learn anything new, and I just basically played in window every single round, right? I would never get better as a player. I would never be as dynamic, and if I got that spawn in like a really important round in a match, I might have gone for that play that could have just basically won you the game. But if you just play the exact same spot every single round, you're not going to improve as a player, and you're not really going to be a good asset to your team that can actually maneuver around the map, right? Like, let's say I'm playing on a team later on. I know we're talking about solo queue, but I'm saying like as you're playing solo queue, you can become a much better, like well-versed player if you're trying out all different scenarios, all different spots on different maps, and watching just how other people play the different spots. If we're gonna go to the T side and talk about this, like if I'm someone that struggles to entry, I do find it's a little tough to be the entry for someone in solo queue, because it feels like if you're entering like really effectively and your team's not right behind you how they should be on like a like an effective entry as a team, it can be really frustrating to watch them lose the rest of the round. So I'd say try to avoid entering if you already know that you're pretty solid on it. You don't have to work on it too much. I know we're all gonna say that we don't have to work on entering, but like in all honesty, like think about how you're entering. Do you have like a good entry path? Is it something where you're like comfortable with doing? If your team's like following you up effectively, you know, if your team's someone who just like kind of sits here like Tetris, or they sit in B halls and they're just kind of trying to take these gunfights through here, and you're like, all right, I'm not gonna entry for people who are just sitting back so far that, you know, we can't even trade my own death out. Totally fair, but don't have that mindset going into every game. Like if your team kind of proves that they can't be someone who trades you out getting into sites, then you can start to like play a little bit more of a supportive role. But I think the biggest way to not tilt with teammates is don't worry about how they're playing. If you're someone who can stay alive longer in the round, that's going to be a lot more beneficial if you're better than your teammates just by default, because at the end of the round, kills matter a lot more than at the start, right? Like, that's just kind of how Counter-Strike is. If you're someone who, you know, is effective at entering, you know that you're totally confident in that, start to let your teammate hit the site, right? Just be like, hey, go, go, go. Like, I threw smokes for you, I threw nades for you. Let's hit the site. You can even start to like try different nades, right? Like try a flash that goes like that. See, like maybe that one isn't great, so let me try throwing a little bit higher. Okay, that one might have popped for someone jungle. Now your team can swing with that, and because I've tested these out and like tried different things as I'm playing different matches, I know what works and what doesn't work. But like if you never tried a nade that maybe it's trolled your team, like maybe you throw an HE grenade, or you're trying to throw an HE and it hits your whole team and does tons of damage. Even pros do that in matches, right? Like don't worry about that too much. Just be like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't be throwing that. Maybe I should save that HE for later in the round where I can, you know, get onto the site, be a little bit more set up, maybe throwing something for con if the CTs are retaking, right? Like I've done all these things and tested all these things out so many times in matches that I feel very confident no matter where you put me, and I can kind of just like really confidently clutch different rounds. But I'll see people in like solo queue games, you know, they'll be going for like a 1v1 and they plant the bomb, and I just see them go for like a really stupid play. Like let's say like they go for a 1v1, they plant the bomb, and they'll just be here and they'll be like, all right, let me throw an HE here. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Because one, that gives away your positioning. That'll just kind of let the other team know, oh, I'm right here. Like if you had any doubt of where I was on the site, now you know, you can run right in. Okay, he just naded towards market. He's probably close market, right? Like always try to think of your sound cues if you are clutching. I know that's kind of a little more advanced for getting into like how to clutch, so I'm gonna try to reel it back in here. Basically play roles for the round, but you're not really playing for the game. Like if you lose the game, don't worry about it too much, don't sweat it. As long as you improved at some point in the game, or you're trying different stuff out, maybe it's not effective, maybe it's something you never want to try again, totally fair. As long as you tried it, you'll feel more confident. And if you ever like get in that situation again, to not do that, or to maybe do it if it does work out for you and it feels like something that's a really positive play. Like let's say I'm here on site, okay, yep, we get the bomb planted, I know that they're both CT. If I'd never even seen this, I've never seen a pro go for this play, this is a really, really good way to get like a one and done kill on someone that's retaking. But if I've never seen like a POV of that, or I've never tried that play, I'll never have that in my arsenal to kind of pull out, right? So always try to play around in each round. Don't worry about your game too much. Don't worry about the individual round if you lost it, because a lot of the people on your team are going to be losing rounds through like really, really stupid things as well. So like, okay, you make a dumb play, you're at the same level as your teammates in most games, so don't even worry about that too much. But I hope this video helped you guys out and just kind of how to not tilt. Think about yourself, think about your own game and how to improve, and that'll really just change your mindset and winning the game to just improving as a player. But anyways guys, I hope you appreciate this video. If you guys like the video, leave a like down below and comment what you guys think and how you kind of stay off of tilt. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.